Hey guys, it's Lou. I'm back to make a vinyl finds video. This video is going to be a combination of vinyl and a few CDs as well. I think most of it is from either online purchases or record store finds. And we'll start off with a band that I think most people know, Dr. Feelgood. This is their second album from 1975. I think the first album is called Down by the Jetty. 1975, most people know, I think, Wilco Johnson, who's the famous guitarist from this band and had that very famous strutting style, walking strutting style while he played guitar on stage. And the frontman singer Lee Brillo. I think they made 4 albums with that lineup with Wilco Johnson, and again, this is their second album, Malpractice, from 1975. And I got that album quite cheap online. I think it was around $10 or so, which is pretty good for Dr. Feelgood. And prior to that, I started listening to this album, which is Wilco Johnson. This is from 2014. Wilco Johnson and Roger Daltrey. Wilco Johnson, for those of you that don't know, had cancer that I think at one point was deemed inoperable, and he was given a certain number of time left to live, unfortunately. But he had this operation that apparently cured him of that, and he's doing quite well now. So he had done this album with Roger Daltrey, like I said, in 2014. Most of the songs on here are either Dr. Feelgood songs or Wilco Johnson solo songs. And if you're a fan of The Who, Roger Daltrey sounds absolutely amazing on this record. It's the record that The Who should have made instead of that Endless Wire album. Daltrey sounds just amazing on this. Going Back Home is the title, from 2014. I've shown some Oasis in the past on the channel. I'm a big fan, especially with their first 2 albums. And I was also a fan of the offshoot band Beady Eye. This is the first album by the band Beady Eye, Different Gear, Still Speeding. The Liam Gallagher fronted band with a few of the former members of Oasis, Gem and Andy Bell, and Chris Sharrock, who was the drummer towards the end there as well. Obviously, this is without Noel Gallagher. I quite like this album quite a bit. Includes the hit song The Roller, and also another great song called The Beat Goes On. If you like Oasis, and it's got very much of a Beatles tinge to quite a few of the songs, as obviously Oasis did as well. Is this a gatefold? Yeah, it is. And there's a picture of the band on the back. And I've shown this band before. I'm a fan of all incarnations, or most incarnations of Fleetwood Mac, but my most favorite of all is the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac, the early Fleetwood Mac, and this is that band's greatest hits. I have a few of their other albums on vinyl as well, but there was a few songs that were hard to get, like the Green Maharishi and Oh Well, Man of This World. Quite a few, those 3 songs are quite good songs, and this was the only place I could find it on this greatest hits album. Peter Green is an amazing guitar player, for those of you that don't know. Highly recommend this. And a band that I've shown once before, I had one of their vinyls, a band from the 90s called Morphine. This is their second album and only other one that's available as far as I know on vinyl, Cure for Pain. This is arguably their best album. I think it's probably a little bit better than the other album, which is their first album called Good. So again, Cure for Pain. It's the a trio with bass, baritone, sax, and drums. Quite unique. and have a few CDs. I've shown a lot of King Crimson in the past, and this continues on that King Crimson. I'm just taking it out so you guys don't see the glare on this thing. Just bear with me a sec. This is the David Sylvian and Robert Fripp live album called Damage from the tour in 1993. They released the one joint album under the name Sylvian and Fripp called The First Day. And this is their tour in 1993, which also included other King Crimson members, Trey Gunn and Pat Mastelletto. An album that I've been looking for on vinyl, I just can't seem to find, is for this band, Love. This is their first debut album from 1966, and this includes both the mono and stereo mixes of the album, plus a couple of bonus tracks. Would still love to find this on vinyl. I do have Forever Changes, Black Beauty, and a Best Of, which includes some songs from here, but just couldn't seem to find it. Besides Love, I also have Arthur Lee, Vindicator. This is Arthur Lee's debut solo album from 1972. It leans more towards the heavier side of Love. So albums like For Sale, this is along the lines of that. A little less psychedelic and a little more hard rocking. Another Morphine release is this live album. It's a bootleg with quite good sound on it, actually. It's called Morphine Bootleg Detroit, and this is for the tour for the Cure for Pain album, the album that I just shown earlier. And an album that I was also looking for on vinyl, and Amazon did have it, but I decided to go for the CD, which was quite a bit cheaper. Jefferson Airplane's first album, Takes Off. This, of course, is before Grace Slick joined the band, with original female lead vocalist Signe Anderson. Quite a good album. And last but not least, Iron Butterfly, this 3-pack of albums, which includes studio albums Heavy and Inagata Devita, which I have. I mainly got this for the albums Heavy. I have Inagata Devita on vinyl, and also there's a live album on here as well. Alright guys, thanks a lot. Please make any comments below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.